Colbert is finding out the hard way that, his bias didn't go over so well. They are getting rid of Colbert. No more Stephen Colbert on late night television. They just announced they're going to end The Late Show with Stephen Colbert next year on CBS. Now, they're saying the reason is financial. I'm sure it is. I mean, I'm sure that he costs too much money. I'm sure the live studio audience with the people that tell them to clap and cheer and laugh at any given time, that costs too much money. The View, they're going to suffer the same fate, by the way, because they have the same issue going on. They have way too many producers on the show. And in an environment like this now, where this show is lagging, certainly compared to, say, Gutfeld, they don't need it. Who needs it? I don't need to watch this show. Apparently the ratings were okay enough, but they're still getting rid of it. Now, why might that be? Jimmy Kimmel, he's very upset about this over at ABC. Oh, how dare you get rid of my buddy? How dare you? How dare you? Oh, and then there were some obscenities involved because that's where they keep going these days. F, everything. You know what, guys? I'm over it. Clean it up. Okay? Clean it up. Anyway, it wasn't just Jimmy that was upset. You had the Atlantic freaking out. Oh, they published a big article last night as this news broke. They were quick on it. How dare you? How dare you? The whole CBS franchise is going down the tubes because Sumner Redstone's daughter wants to sell it to Skydance. And in order to get her Skydance merger approved, Paramount and Skydance, Paramount's the company that owns CBS, well, she's going to have to go through the FCC, and that means that there's a threat of the Trump administration not approving it. I don't actually think that has anything to do with anything. I actually think the show's just a bad show that's costing them way too much money. And if you talk to the CBS people, and that's the party line, right? They're trying to say, oh, it's just too expensive. It's too expensive. Of course it's too expensive because you get Stephen Colbert charging you an arm and a leg. You got a zillion producers that you don't need, and you get the live studio audience that is a complete waste of time. I'm sorry. It's done. It's over. Those days are finito, okay? Finito. So we don't need these anymore. And the Atlantic wants to make it political. They're trying to say this is all because, journalism is dead. Oh, Colbert's journalism? Are you kidding me? It's a comedy show. That's all it is, okay? And it's not even funny. It's totally not even funny, at least not for half the country. So it seems fitting that the guy is toast in a moment like this, right? Stephen Colbert, he is out. There's a cute little montage that somebody on Twitter, the Maze account, which is kind of fun. You should follow them if you can. They put this one together. I want to show you because it shows you Colbert through the years and how he changed and how he just got really bitter because of Donald Trump.
Donald Trump has been sworn in as President of the United States. I know. Listen, we're just as confused as you are. Joe Biden did it. I sat down and just started crying with relief. And Evie said, you never have to talk about him again. And then I cried with joy. After a bizarre and vicious campaign fueled by a desperate need not to go to jail, Donald Trump has won the 2024 election. Next year will be our last season. The network will be ending The Late Show in May.
Sweet Justice. What do you think? Did he deserve it? Okay, so he had TDS. But I do actually believe that it's more than just TDS. I do actually also believe that this medium is done for because there's a way cheaper way to do it and a more sort of authentic, real way to do it. And we have discovered that here. I mean, I'm just so happy. I was telling someone just yesterday, they're like, do you ever regret not working for a network? And I'm like, are you kidding me? And then I launched into this 20-minute thing. And I'm like, sorry, you kind of got me a little triggered there. I never regret it, not for one day. Because for the first time in my career, and believe me, I've worked for a lot of networks, I have total control and total ownership of what I'm doing and a direct connection and relationship with all of you. And that is worth so much more. We started this channel sort of faithfully going live every single day. We don't even have a regular time slot. We're working on that, but I get a lot going on. I got 3 kids and the whole thing. And by the way, I get so excited about everything that I'm putting into the show. Sometimes it takes a little longer than expected, but we'll work on that. That, there's New Year's resolutions that we can start in July, right? But what I'd say is the point is we've gone live every single day and we've put out content for you every single day. And you guys have responded. And it's just an amazing thing to see, knowing that, you know what, you trust me, I trust you. And together we have built something coming up on 1 million subs with no marketing and no outside influence, just what we're doing right here. So it shows you it can be done, and this is the right way, and you're getting a better quality, more authentic product than what you're going to get, say, on The Late Show with their scripted jokes, for goodness sakes. I mean, it's not even like it's funny, for goodness sakes. On top of which, you know what? It's not just this guy that's over. It's not just CNN that's over. It is NPR and PBS and state media in general. And boy, oh, they hate this over at CNN. I mean, you'd think that CNN was PBS the way they're carrying on with their long faces. The guy who's their media reporter, oddly, he used to actually host a show, which shows you they have no idea how to pick anchors. This is Brian Steller, and here he is.
Not happening now.
No, this is the end of a publicly funded media era. This dates back to the days of black and white television. You know, back in the 60s, Congress saw a value for PBS and NPR, but no more. As a result of this rescission, radio and TV stations will have to lay off staffers and cut back on programming. Some smaller stations will suffer more than bigger stations, right? Popular shows like Daniel Tiger's.
Ooh, Daniel Tiger, we're going to miss him, right? Not. Anyway, look, it's done. Guys, it's done. You know what, you guys, the bias was too much and the pendulum swings. And the pendulum is swinging back to the center. And we're sick of all the woke bias and the nonsense. And it's coming to a head. Caroline Levitt pointing out, you know what, PBS and NPR, they're not doing anybody any good.
The CEO of NPR, she's claiming that the cuts to their network will, quote, be a real risk to public safety of the country. Congressman Murkowski has argued that public broadcasting stations save lives. Could you respond to these concerns?
The NPR CEO said cutting NPR will be a risk to public safety. I am not sure how NPR helps the public safety of our country, but I do know that NPR, unfortunately, has become really just a propaganda voice for the left. Just a few examples for you. In 2020, NPR refused to cover the Hunter Biden laptop scandal in the run-up to the election. They said their assertions don't amount to much, writing they did not want to waste the listeners' and readers' time on stories that are just pure distractions. That does not sound like an unbiased opinion. That sounds like a partisan opinion to me. And this is a taxpayer-funded organization. In 2018, that same CEO that you're talking about called the president in the Oval Office, who nearly 80 million Americans elected, she called him racist, shared a photo of herself wearing a Biden for President campaign hat, serves on the board of a Soros-funded activist group. In 2020, PBS's White House correspondent at the time characterized President Trump's speech then at Mount Rushmore as a love letter to white resentment, promoting the myth of America. In 2017, PBS devoted an entire panel talking about what it means to be woke and white privilege. In 2023, PBS's Washington Week Roundtable covered up Joe Biden's clear mental divide. That's actually quite the clip. I would encourage all of you to look at it. These are not honest news organizations. These are partisan, left-wing outlets that are funded by the taxpayers. And this administration does not believe it's a good use of the taxpayers' time and money.
Thank you very much. Couldn't agree more. Absolutely, positively. You know what? They've run their course. So they're done. They're over. And TDS killed them, but wokeism killed them. And you know what? There's plenty of other ways. You know, where would you get an emergency alert? You get it on your cell phone. You wouldn't get it from NPR. Come on. Like, we don't need them anymore. Not with all the wokeism that they pushed nonstop. It was really gross. I mean, this woman, I loved this testimony. I showed some of you guys this yesterday. I just want to show you a quick clip, because the woman who ran NPR, Catherine Moore, I mean, she was just totally raked over the coals by Brandon Gill, junior congressman out of Texas, because he came with receipts, and she is so woke. Like, I don't know how you get more woke than this woman. And that's the woman that's running the entire network. A woman who, by the way, did a TED Talk on how there's no such thing as truth. Like, really? Like, I think there's no such thing as truth. Okay, lady. And then there's this.
Would you say you generally agree or disagree with the following statement? The history of all hitherto existing society is the history of class struggles?
I would not say I agree with that, sir.
You're not. That's good to hear. It's interesting because a lot of your thinking, as expressed by your public statements, is deeply infused with economic and cultural Marxism. Do you believe that America is addicted to white supremacy?
I believe that I tweeted that, and as I've said earlier, I believe much of my thinking has evolved over the last half decade.
It has evolved. Why did you tweet that?
I don't recall the exact context, sir, so I wouldn't be able to say.
Okay. Do you believe that America believes in black plunder and white democracy?
I don't believe that, sir.
You tweeted that in reference to a book you were reading at the time, apparently, The Case for Reparations.
I don't think I've ever read that book, sir.
You tweeted about it. You said you took a day off to fully read The Case for Reparations. You put that on Twitter in January of 2020.
God, that's good. Okay, sorry. I'm probably blowing out my audio right now. I'm getting so excited. But that was priceless. Okay, so that is the woman who's in charge of NPR, where she just lost $1.1 billion because the House is going to approve this one too. So it's game over. State media has come to an end. CNN is coming to its end. Colbert has come to its end. CBS, as you know it. Bye-bye, bye-bye, bye-bye. I don't even know if 60 Minutes really is going to exist anymore. Certainly not in its current form. And you know what? That's for the better. Because we're sick of this, okay? We're sick of this.